If you're into jazz, you probably heard the term rhythm changes or the chord changes to the Gershwin song, I Got Rhythm. Well, in today's quick tip, I'm going to show you how to play rhythm changes in 3 different levels: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And I promise you by the end of this video, you'll be able to play rhythm changes no matter what level you are. You ready to begin? Then let's get started. Rhythm changes are one of the most common chord progressions you'll see in jazz. And it's very typical in that it uses the same form as a lot of jazz tunes, A, A, B, A. So what we're going to do, we're going to explore rhythm changes, and then I'm going to show you beginner, intermediate, and advanced versions of rhythm changes with the track so that you learn how to play like a pro. Coming up next. Alright, so here are the first 8 measures of rhythm changes, and then that A section repeats, so that's great. It's easy to learn because we have a lot of repetition. It starts with the 1 chord, B flat 6, then it goes to the 6 chord, but we're making it dominant, that's a G7, C minor 7, which is 2, F7, which is 5. Now rather than going back to the 1 chord here, we go to the 3 chord, which is D minor 7, G7 again, which is 6, C minor 7, which is 2, F7, which is 5. So the first 4 measures go 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 6, 2, 5. Nice, right? The next 4 measures starts with the 1 chord, B flat 6, and then the bass starts walking up. B flat 7 over D, E flat 7, which is a dominant 4, sharp 4 diminished 7. And then the bass is the 5th here, but it's a 1 chord, so it's a 1 over 5, or B flat 6 over F, 6 chord, 2 chord, 5. Then we go back to the top. 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 6, 2, 5. Walk up again. 1, 1 over 3, 4 dominant, sharp 4 diminished. Now the second ending, we go 1 over 5, 5, 7, and then 1. All right, next up I'm going to show you the B section, which is really easy because it starts on the 3 chord and goes around the circle of fifths. All right, so the bridge starts on the 3 chord. So in the key of B flat major, the 3 would be D, and ordinarily D would be minor, right? But this is dominant, which is really cool. So we start on D7, we do that 2 times, that's 3 dominant. Then we're going around the circle of fifths, so now we're going up a 4th to G7. Instead of G minor 7, we're making it a G7, so that's a dominant 6 chord. And then the 2 chord, instead of making it minor, we're making the 2 chord dominant as well, C7 for 2 measures, and then the 5 chord F7. So it's really easy if you think about it. The bridge starts on the 3 chord and it's dominant, then you just go around the circle of fifths. D7, G7, C7, F7. Makes it really easy. And then we're going to play the last A section, which is identical to the second A section. That's coming up next. If you're enjoying today's quick tip, please hit the like button. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe for more great content just like this. All right, so the last A section is identical to the first 2, which makes it really easy. So we start with the 1 chord again. 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 6, 2, 5. 1, 1 over 3, 4 dominant, sharp 4 diminished 7, 1 over 5, 5, 7, 1, and then we just put in a 5 chord to take us back to the top. All right? Coming up next, I'm going to show you the beginning, intermediate, and advanced versions of rhythm changes with some different bass lines and some right hand voicings. For the beginner level, we're going to play what are called guide tones in our right hand, which means the 3rd and the 7th, and the left hand is going to play the root. So it's really nice because we have all that we need there by playing these chords here, just the root 3, 7. And I added in some quarter notes to give it some rhythm. Almost like you're playing guitar. Let's play it with the track and see what that sounds like. Back to the top. Repeat it again. Now this time we're going to take the second ending. Now the bridge. G7. C7. beginning. Nice. So that's a great way to play as a beginner. Just play the root in the left hand and play the third and the seventh in the right hand, and you'll be golden. If you like the downloadable sheet music and track from today's quick tip, please click on the link below. For the intermediate level, we're adding in a third note, usually the fifth or the ninth, sometimes a flat nine. So for the first chord, B flat 6, we have the fifth on top. The G7, we have the flat 9 on top, we're adding that. The C minor 7, we have the fifth. The F7, we have the flat 9. Then the D minor 7, we have the fifth in the bottom. Again, flat 9 for the G7, fifth for the C minor 7, flat 9 for the F7. Really creates this really cool line. Then we move on to the next four measures, and for the B flat 6, we have a fifth in the middle, then we put the root on top, then we have the fifth on top here for the E flat 7, keep it there for the E diminished, then we have the root on top for the B flat 6 over F, the flat 9, the fifth, the flat 9. Isn't that pretty? Creates this nice chromatic line. Da, 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 da. Then we get to the second ending. The root is on top for the B flat 6 over F. Now I like this here. I added the 13th for the F7 or F13, and then back to B flat 6 with the root on top. So adding that third note really adds a lot of color, a lot of more texture, a thicker texture. Then we get to the B section with a D7, and here we're adding the fifth on top. Okay, so we have the A on top. Now for the G7, I added the ninth on top. All right, can you see a pattern? That's right. Now we have the C7, we have the fifth on top, and we keep it there and it becomes the ninth of F7. Very cool. And then the last A section is simply a repeat of the first two A sections. So we have the B flat 6, G7 flat 9, C minor 7, F7 flat 9, D minor 7, G7 flat 9, C minor 7, F7 flat 9. Just like the beginning. Last four measures, just like before. B flat 6, B flat 7 over D, E flat 7, E diminished 7, B flat 6 over F, F13, B flat 6. Now this is kind of cool. Put in a sharp 9 there on that last chord, F7 sharp 9, which brings us back to the top. All right, let's play with the track now, and since this is the intermediate level, we're going to bump the tempo just a hair to quarter note equals 130. Here we go. Second ending, here's our 13 chord. Good, bridge. C7, F9. Last A section. Sharp 9. Nice, excellent. So just adding that third note adds a lot of color, a lot of texture, and then you can also add some color tones like the flat 9, the sharp 9, as in that last chord. Adds a ton. Next up, I'm going to show you the advanced version with a walking bass line. That's coming up next. For a deeper dive into rhythm changes and other common jazz forms, please visit pianowithjohnny.com. And for the advanced level, we're adding yet another note, 4-note voicing in the right hand with a walking bass line in the left hand. It's a lot of fun. So for this first chord, B flat 6, we're adding in the root. G7, flat 9, we're adding the 5th. C minor 9, we're adding that 9th, which is really cool. F7, flat 9, we're also adding in that flat 13, more color. D minor 9, there's the root. G7, there's the 5th. C minor 9, there's the 9th. and then that flat 13 again. Now the left hand's doing a walking bass line. So you have a B flat, walking down to the G, down to the D flat, C, G flat, F, E flat. And the main thing to consider when you're playing a bass line is to try to keep it legato, similar to the way that a bass player would play that, all right? The next 4 measures, we start with the B flat 6. This time we're adding in the root, okay, on top. B flat 7 over D, we're putting the 3rd there. For the E flat 7, I added in the 9th. I like the way that sounds. E diminished 7, there's the root. B flat 6, I added in the 5th as well. G7 flat 9, there's the 5th. C minor 9, and then that flat 13th again. So we have left hand is playing this walking bass. Now the cool thing when you have this walk up is you can double the root like this. Root, 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 root. That sounds fine. And then chromatically up to the G, down to the C, to the F. Notice there's a lot of half step above the targeted note. Then we go back to the top. Now let's go to the second ending. We have again B flat 6 over F with the 5th in there. Now here the F13 I decided to add in the flat 9 as well. Love that. Then B flat 6, added in the 5th there. And the left hand's doing a cool walk up. Now the bridge starts on the 3rd. So I'm going to walk up like this to get to the bridge. A nice way that you can get to the 3rd there. All right, now we get to the bridge. The right hand is playing, I added in the 9th. Okay, that's this note here for the D9. For the G7, I added in the 13th, okay, which is really cool. It's, by the way, it's the same note as this 9th of the D. And the left hand, I'm doing this cool bass line, then I walk up. So I'm going root 5, like that. Then I'm targeting the next note C by going up a half step and then hitting that. So together it sounds like this. Very cool. Last 4 measures of the bridge. Again, we're putting the 9th in the C9 chord. There's the 9th. And then for the F7, I added that 13th again. Same note as the C9 becomes the 13th. The left hand is doing this cool. So when you have a chord like that for 2 measures, what I like to do is root 5, 9, half step down to the root. Da, da, da. Then walk up to the F. Root 5, walking back to B flat, and we're at B flat. So it's really fun, this bass line. So it sounds like this. And then we're back to the last A section, which is identical to the first 2 A sections, right? So we have the B flat 6, G7 flat 9, C minor 9, F7 with that flat 13, D minor 7, G7 flat 9, C minor 9, F7 with that flat 13, and then we do our last 4 measures, which is B flat 6, B flat 7 over D, E flat 9, E diminished. Then the last 2 measures go B flat 6 over F, F13 flat 9, B flat 6, and then for this chord, remember we had the sharp 9 before, I also added in that flat 13, so we have to that B that takes us back to the top. So we're going to try this with the track. Chord note equals 160 now, so it's a little bit faster, but I think you can handle it at the advanced level. Have fun. Here we go. All right, let's play with the track now. It's faster. Chord note equals 160, but I think at the advanced level you guys can handle it. All right, here we go. Have fun. Let's do this. Back to the top. Second ending. Bridge. Last A. Hey, thanks so much for attending today's quick tip on rhythm changes. Now, we just played the accompaniment, but if you'd like to check out some heads over rhythm changes, there's some great ones like Oleo, Anthropology, even the Flintstones theme uses rhythm changes. So have a lot of fun, and we hope to see you on the next quick tip real soon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Hey, thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed the lesson, please let me know in the comments. Also, be sure to check out pianowithjohnny.com. We have over 1,000 step-by-step lessons for all playing levels where you'll learn your favorite songs, styles, and how to improvise at the piano. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.